Hi guys, Nasty Nate 888 here, back after at least a year or so with another YouTube video. I've been debating bringing back some of these videos. I've been playing a lot of Age of Empires 4 lately, having a real fun time. So I finally got motivated today after having a really interesting game. I have actually quite a few full record or replays. I played about 100 or more, free-for-all games in the past month or so on Age of Empires, and I've been really having a lot of time with this free-for-all Nomad mode they've added recently to the game. I haven't played Age of Empires in at least, I want to say, since it came out. About 2 years ago, I played a lot of games. I probably put about 400 hours in and playing a lot of team games with friends and stuff. And now, I saw they added this new Nomad MegaRandom mode, and it's been just a real blast. So, for those of you familiar with it, you probably already know something very interesting about this game as we start out here. I have spawned on an island, of all things, which I actually didn't realize was possible. I played, over 100 of these mega random games. Not all of them have been, uh, on the sea mega random. A lot of them have been land, of course, as well. So maybe I just haven't had the opportunity to see this type of game before, but I actually mentioned in the chat or in the game, which you can't see here, but since this is a replay, I asked, the other players, hey, like, is this island map? What's going on here? And someone actually said they didn't know that there was even water on the map. So I was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I might be the only one on an island here, and as it will turn out, I actually am the only one on this island. So I have a very lucky spawn. I'm playing the Rus, and this is actually one of my first games playing Rus. Since I came back, I used to play them a bit, but I was actually kind of worried at first, seeing that I was on an island, because I know I can't get any bounty. I actually did scout some deer in the corner here, but I missed that fact because they're not visible on my mini-map yet. I'll kill them later, but there's only one pack of deer, basically. No, wolves, no boars or anything for me to bounty off of, so I was a little worried about that. However, as we get into this game here, it was pretty obvious I have a pretty big advantage. So let's switch over to the whole map here and take a look at what's going on. So you can see the rest of the other 7 players are there's a couple of Chinese, a couple of Order of the Dragon players, and they are, they're just chugging along. I'm the only one with the island. I have the largest. See, this is like the most optimal spawn. But I'm trying to figure out routes right now. I guess at first, the first thing I noticed was that their fishing boats are extremely expensive. They cost 150 wood, which is not great. Or so I thought. I was like, why are they so expensive? Normally it's supposed to be 75, or even if it's discounted, sometimes I think 60 wood. So I was thinking, okay, this kind of sucks, but at least they don't have to return the fish. That's kind of nice. I can just spread them all out. Each one can go on a deep water fishing, and they can slowly deplete those resources. But as you can see here, the other players are just getting started here. There's a few relics in the middle of the map. There's only one sacred site in this game. Let's speed things up here. We haven't had a lot of action yet, obviously. So I'm just getting a bunch of wood, getting my fishing economy going. As you can see, someone's already started to build a wall. There's not much happening. Most people tend to macro up in these FFA games, if you're unfamiliar with them, before attacking. You do want to get kills. As you can see, the yellow player has a few horsemen up here. He's harassing orange. But you also want to get your economy going. You want to get your age ups going. So people are tending to age up pretty quick. Right now, there's only one other player on fishing besides me, so I do have that pretty big advantage going into the very easy fishing economy. Green, I guess, hasn't scouted yet. But there's this, water up here. Or I guess he has, but he hasn't decided that he's interested in that yet. So we'll see what happens there. Meanwhile, these other players are they're just getting their economies going. It looks like someone decided to go into very early farms. Maybe this is a newer player up here. Typically, you want to exhaust the map of its resources. If you're English, you might want to go into early farms, but since this player's Rus, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense here. My rating in free-for-all, by the way, is about close to 1200 rating now, I think. I have like maybe a little over 20% win rate. And I'm working my way up about rank 500 or so on the ladder currently. So we see that green finally does get on water here. But I kind of started making, I really wanted to push him off because, you know, this is my, if I get pushed off of water here, I lose the game. I pretty much just quit at that point. So I basically go all in making these attack ships. I push green off. Actually, I don't think I realized just yet that you can convert your ships into other types of ships, but I did, you know, spam a bunch of them out of my 2 docks that I have while he was trying to just get his fishing economy started. And we see that green just instantly leaves the game. So I was really excited when I saw this. Like, he left the game like in the most ideal situation for me. I didn't have to kill his docks, so I can now use these docks as trading points. So right now I'm actually going to put up a dock about as far away as I can and start trading here because, you know, this guy's obviously left. I didn't realize that. I thought he must have been getting pushed from another side because I noticed that he didn't take his docks right away. So I figured it wasn't the end of the world for him if he lost these. However, and I somehow missed that his king was going to be still there, so I don't actually go for that for a while. But as you'll see later, it kind of works out for me. Yellow actually does kill the green player up here, so his aggression earlier we saw with the horsemen has now turned into men-at-arms and archers, and he has eliminated this player up here in the top corner. So now we're dealing with 6 players left in the game. Can speed it up a little bit. You see some action happening over here with red and blue. I guess he's just maybe scouting or trying to harass blue. The blue's doing wooden walls. Meanwhile, I've decided now to just finally send a transport ship over here, and I want to expand and gather some of these stone resources. My first thought going into this game was, once I got onto the sea, was I want to think about a wonder game, because obviously if I control the sea and I can build a wonder here, then, you know, what can anyone even do about that if I don't let anyone else underwater? As long as I can have vision on all the shoreline here, and I have a big, you know, naval army, what the heck can they do? And I finally realized, as you see here, I finally realized that king was, you know, was just sitting here the whole time, and I took that plus 50. So now I have plus 50. Yellow has plus 50, I believe, and yeah, we're gonna continue on here. I'm expanding onto these golds and stone bases as much as possible on the mainland here, and I'm also in the middle here, gathering these stones as well. And I also, the problem with my wonder plan, I realized pretty quickly, is there's only one sacred site on this map, so it'd be very easy for someone to take a sacred site, and especially if I decide to build a wonder, someone could easily then take the sacred site. So that's kind of a problem there. I don't want to give someone the opportunity to do that. And I see now, I think, at some point here, I'm going to scout that teal is on the sea here. And I think I realize, you know, I'm getting these upgrades, and yellow actually comes down here, and I do a little skirmishing. I think he's trying to get on water, or he's trying to protect his base here. He's worried that I might, you know, land here and harass him or try to kill him. So I'm just, you know, trying to threaten him as much as possible, keep him off water. But I don't want to fight him yet. I just want to make sure that he doesn't build any docks here. So I'm just patrolling my ships. I start to build, you know, towers along the coast here. Actually, for a long time in this game, forgot that that you get an advantage for harvesting lumber when there's a tower nearby. So you can see I mined out all this wood up here. I didn't build any of those towers, and I finally did it here. Remembered that Russ has this, you get 20% more wood if you have a fortress nearby. But anyways, we see now that yellow is getting on the water. I lost some of my military, but at this point I've realized that I can just convert a bunch of my fishing boats into military, and I've done that. Got some of the upgrades for water, for ships, and so now I have a pretty big military here, and yellow's not really going to be able to contest me at all here, since he hasn't invested nearly as heavily as I have. We push yellow off. He's got a few cannons blowing up my ships, which is kind of annoying. But I'm willing to take this trade as long as I force him off completely here. Looks like he was even trying to build a transport ship to either send his army across or to maybe get his king onto water. He was able to contest from me. So you can see here the cannons have a pretty good advantage against the ships when they try to push it like that. But I just wanted to clear as much as possible out of this area. And just let him know, you know, that you're not getting onto water. I'm not gonna let this happen. This is not acceptable. Let's speed it back up a little bit here. It looks like blue has eliminated a player here. As I kind of missed that, I guess. This was the player who was building the farms. It must have been obviously a newer player building farms at like 10 minutes or less in the game. So now we see purple starting to push onto teal's base here. So I didn't even know this happened. I think I scout teal in a bit. I see he's on water, but I didn't realize that he lost one of his docks here. He's being attacked by this Byzantine. No, this is purple, but he's not Byzantine. He's Chinese player. He's got the nest of bees, clockwork tower. And now I'm starting to scout with my with my fortresses. I'm starting to see that, oh yeah, teal's on this little patch of water here. I didn't know this fight was happening. It looks like, oh, blue was even sandwiching poor teal from the other side, so things aren't looking too good for teal here. I guess he's gonna get sniped out, looks like. Huh, he gets underwater. Okay, I didn't know this happened. Interesting. I wonder how this goes down. Maybe he just gets eliminated and someone gets this king. I had no idea about this while I was playing the game, but now blue and purple are fighting over teal's base over the kill, I guess. I don't see what the point of this is here, like, as either player. Why would you... so the king, you both know the king is on water now at this point, right? And there's nothing to really fight over except, I mean, you want to eliminate all his landmarks, and I think the king will be forced to land at the nearest shore line once that happens. I think there was a bug where basically your king would be trapped at sea, or he can even exploit a bug and delete the king, which is a really annoying thing. I hope they remove that or have removed it. I'm not sure. That's still a thing, but it looks like he's trying to land his king now. And let's see where that king went. Oh, it's still in water. Okay. Now I'm starting to build my own docks here, and I think, yeah, he knows now. Teal knows, and he's moved his king off of. Actually, sure what he just did with. But I didn't even know I was like, he had his king on water. I was just trying to get rid of his docks, get rid of his boats, just kind of threaten him a little bit here because I already had all the the naval upgrades for my attack boats, so I figured it would be easy to get rid of him. Must be back inside of a building now. Oh, wait a minute. I just sniped out his king somehow. I got plus 50 without really realizing it somehow. Maybe he just fed his king to me. I'm not really sure what happened here. Maybe it was in this boat. I kind of missed something there. It looks like maybe I'll have to go back and see later what happened. Or maybe I'll add something onto the video. Explain what happened there, but it looks like we missed it. Maybe he was still in the transport, but a different transport boat. So I just got the plus 50. Huh. Oh, you know what? I think he sent his king up here, and I killed it with my bills. I think I remember that's what happened in this game. That's right. Yeah, he sent it up here. I think he was giving up. He'd been, thoroughly trounced by blue and purple already, and then, I, as a third person attacking me, it was a 3v1, and he just gave up, and he fed me the king up here in the sacred site. That's what happened. And I just noticed it. So I got a free king. You're kind of lucky there, of course. So now I'm at 300 supply, potentially. I'm going pretty slow because like I said, I'm not really sure what my plan is going to be here. I kind of want to build a wonder, which I definitely have the resources for at this point, but I don't want to just force them all gang up on me yet, and then someone take the sacred site. A single sacred site victory would be really easy. this point, but we see blue and yellow are going at it. Purple is just moving around, scouting down here. These guys are having quite a battle. The Byzantine and the Order of the Dragon player, they're just going at each other's throats this whole game. So really nothing accomplished here. These guys just threw their armies into each other and didn't really accomplish much. It looks like they kind of traded evenly. Yellow eventually held and lost the buildings, but overall he's fine. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do here. Purple decides to attack blue. Blue's getting, he's getting into a 2v1 as well. Let me see. Yeah, all these elite knights, elite gilded knights will just come through and crush, of course. And I think pretty soon here we're gonna see the next final player get eliminated. What happens here is Purple says in the chat, "Hey guys, I have to go or whatever. So whoever gets my king first can just have it." I don't know. I guess looks like Blue's looking for relics out here, which is something I should have been doing too. So right here's where it happens. So Purple disappears. He's gone. So I start building a siege workshop and I think a couple stables, and I'm trying to look for the king. Meanwhile, Blue's already here. But somehow in this game, I get so freaking lucky in this game in multiple ways. Blue's here. He should definitely get the king. But what I guess he doesn't scout is that there's this area here. He does scout it. I'll be damned. He just doesn't see it because it's hidden. I mean, to me, this is the most obvious place for the king. This is definitely like set up for a king, right? So right away, looking at this, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a king here, right? Or you could even change your camera angle and you could figure it out. But Blue, he's not the brightest, brightest player ever, and somehow he's, I've managed to elude him with this cannon and these scouts and the knight. He's wiped out my stables and he's pushing back, my little base through here, but funnily enough, he completely missed the fact. I mean, he couldn't really break it just with knights, but he did have these other infantry units. He could have built rams and broke this down if he realized this king was here. And so I end up getting this king. I having a really hard time targeting my cannon onto it. He's wiped out my town center on this side, on the main island, but I've finally got my cannon in here and having a real struggle using scouts to kill the king, but eventually I do end up getting that pick. And Blue's probably a little bit frustrated at this point, realizing that I just took Purple's king, and I'm now at 350 supply, so I'm feeling pretty good. Not just do I have the island, but I have, I think, way more supply than either of these two players. Blue has 250, I believe yellow does too. I have 100 supply advantage on both of them. And they've been fighting each other. You can see yellow's now pushing in. So now I'm thinking, okay, I want to set up, I see these two players fighting. I'm hoping one of them will get killed. Blue decides, I was setting up to take the sacred side myself. I was going to, wall this, get all these keep upgrades, but he actually sacrifices a lot of his army in order to wipe out my keeps here. Probably a waste for him, but he did. I guess he wanted to make sure I didn't get the sacred victory here, the single sacred site, which makes sense. But yellow is attacking him in the meantime, so he's having a real struggle there. So now I realize, okay, the sacred site, it's not looking good for me. These two players are fighting, but I want. If I go into a wonder, I'd much rather have a 1v1 situation, right? I'd much rather have only one opponent than two. If I build a wonder right now, both these players focusing on each other will then all of a sudden completely 180 switch and focus on me. So I'm thinking about how I want to eliminate one of these players, and I think what I decide to do here, I haven't decided yet, but let them fight it out a bit, and then move in, take the middle, and I think I want to go for a snipe on yellow. So what I decided to do is build some transport ships, build a bunch of cannons. Here's a few of them, and I'm also going to get some. I'm building some hand cannoneers, I believe, and I want to get some knights and hand cannoneers and cannons, and I want to land here and try to snipe yellow. Be the easiest kill for me. If I get yellow, then I can just build the wonder. Pretty easy peasy, right? These guys are just going crazy, both these players. have similar supply. They're kind of deadlocked, you know. They're just trading out their armies back and forth, back and forth. But there's not much gold left on the map. There are a couple here that we missed. I think I find these later and get a couple of vills on them, but you know, I reestablished my base here in the middle since they're focusing on each other. I'm able to build some stables here and go start finally scouting the map, because I've actually missed a lot of this, you know, side of the map here. I haven't been able to scout anything that's going on the side. All right, so let's see. Have I decided to start gathering that army yet? I guess I have them here. I still haven't built the transport ships yet. I have a large standing no, sea army. I don't really need this right now, but I've kept that in for when I do build the Wonder. I want to, you know, make sure I'm able to just completely keep anyone off of the water here. Meanwhile, I've you know, starting to scout around. I found that blue is trying to take these golds here, so I decided to start scouting more, and I take these golds for myself. You know, blue's too preoccupied with fighting yellow constantly. He can't really contest any of this. This is pretty good situation for me to be in, right? Meanwhile, you know, I've got all these hunting cabins. I'm getting plenty of gold income. I think I realized that there's like a max bounty or max amount of gold you can get by building hunting cabins, and then I have to, you know, I can't just endlessly build hunting cabins and get unlimited income. But I do have a lot of gold. I have taken most of the gold on the map. I'm finding these gold veins as well, and I'm starting to scout out and see what are these guys doing. I know they're fighting each other. I've you know, been able to scout a lot of that with these fortresses with the vision upgrade. That's pretty nice benefit to playing Rus. And finally, I've got these transport ships out, and I think I'm very soon gonna make my little push into Yellow's base here. These guys are just really hammering at each other, and neither player can really get an advantage. It's completely deadlocked. Really funny to see. Doesn't happen very often. So here we go. I'm finally loading up my transport ships, sending them across. So we'll slow it down here, and yeah, I need to break a hole. I wanted him to like not notice this, so I kept my transport ships back a bit. I just want him to think I'm just breaking the wall for the hell of it. And boom, I land everything here. Right now, let's take a look at Yellow's vision. So what Yellow sees, he's not even noticing this really, it seems like, or not paying attention. Oh, boom, he looks at it. He sees, oh, it's a threat. Okay, I gotta get, you know, my army back. I gotta get my king out of here. But I don't know what he's looking at right now. I guess he's trying to bring his army back. Here he sees I'm going in for the snipe. I've, you know, identified where his king is. There's his king. And I right-clicked on it, and he's trying to run it away. It looks like it might almost get out of this wall, but not quite. Yeah. So I do get the snipe. Now, boom, 1v1, me versus blue. And I know I have a huge advantage now, right? Because I just got another king snipe. I'm 400 supply. So what I decided to do here, go over the Wonder and contest the sacred site as well. I probably could just fight his army and kill him at this point, but I was like, you know, I'm on this island. I gotta do the Wonder, right? So I think, yeah, I'm building it now. Here comes the Cathedral of the Tsar. He already knows. So he's identified that his best shot, of course, is, you know, take the sacred site. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I start, you know, building a bunch of racks, siege workshops here, trying to contest this site. All I have to do is keep him off it until, you know, 15 minutes have passed. 14 minutes now. So, you know, he almost took the site there. But even if he had, I think I would have been able to deny it there. Pretty straightforward. You know, I have much larger army supply. I could probably even delete all these ships But I'm still wondering if he's gonna try to like kill my wonder at this point. I'm successfully holding this. I probably should have deleted the ships just to open up some supply and just have a stronger standing army here. But you know, at this point, our timer's at 12 minutes, so I just need to hold 2 more. And once he realizes that, you know, he's not gonna be able to break my army here, he taps out. So anyways, that's the end of this game. Please stay tuned. I'm going to post some more videos. I have like a handful, maybe like 5 or more, like a really wild free-for-all games that I've played over the past month or so. That there's definitely a couple I want to cast, and maybe I'll even start streaming again, and maybe even live cast some of those games and upload them to YouTube. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please like, subscribe. See you next time, and hopefully we'll be back with some more videos.